Hello and welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm showing why this Christine Drazan is absolutely horrible. She's a horrible candidate for governor. Her ideas are antiquated. She thinks like, okay, let's just let her.
Already. The opportunity to provide a legal well as guidance, technical assistance. There's a lot of complexity right now responding to court decisions in particular, and the need for the state to engage in this at a statewide level, I think, is an absolute must.
What tools will you use specifically that, say, we aren't using already?
The opportunity to provide a legal basis for communities moving forward with their response to homelessness, I think, is very, very important.
Let me translate that for you. She wants to criminalize homelessness, and she wants to put the homeless problem right in the pants or the pocket, wherever you want to see the police. Like, that's her response to homelessness, is to get them into jail. Okay?
I want to talk about Measure 110 a little bit more. Repealing
Measure 110, for anybody that doesn't know, this is when Oregon decriminalized drugs. Okay, so Oregon has a sane drug policy, the sanest in the country. It's still not as sane as it needs to be. So we are dealing with people from all over the country and every other state with the insane drug policies in every other state. People leave the insane drug policy state to come to the sane drug policy state. And as sane as our drug policy is, it is still insane.
what effect will that have on our police force and our jails that are already short-staffed?
Yeah, no, it's critically important because right now we have crime that's just out of control from the populations that are, in fact, experiencing addiction, and throughout that experience, for them to be able to feed that addiction as they face substance use disorder, which is another term that references that challenge, they end up engaging in property crimes, which is additional pressure on our criminal justice system. So one way or another, we need police engagement on this issue. They happen.
One way or another, we need police engagement on this issue. We've had police engagement on this issue for over 40 years. Now, the drug laws go back to the turn of the century in the 1930s, okay? And it's obviously not working at all, the policies that have been used. Exactly the same policies that this woman thinks are the answer. Oh, we just need to have the cops go arrest these people and put them in jail. Bingo, problem solved. No. Now, anybody that's known anything about Oregon forever, I can remember homeless camps going back as far as I can remember. Literally, there was this I-84 freeway that they put in new when I was a kid, and it might be repopulated with homeless now, but the whole entire hillside was just in shantytown. This is back in the 80s or the 70s, okay? So it's been a problem even when the police could do whatever they wanted, all the drug laws that the police want, all that. It didn't work. There were still homeless people. Now there's a bigger problem now because Oregon has sane drug laws, saner than the rest of the country. So we're dealing with people from all over the country. And her idea is to just lock them up. So Oregon taxpayers can pay the highest possible cost for housing. Locking somebody in jail costs more money than literally anything. You want to just give homeless people homes? Just here's a home? That's going to be probably about 50 times cheaper than putting them in jail. Okay? So thinking that jails and cops are the solution to the homeless problem is so ignorant and low IQ that I can't even believe we have a serious contender for the Oregon gubernatorial candidate, and that's her big idea is just cops outlawing homelessness. Let's just send the cops in there and it'll all be better. Right. I mean, this is exactly what I predicted is going to happen, right? Because then when that doesn't work, then what next? Oh, we're housing all these people and they're just living in jails for free. We're just going to force them to work next. Yeah, we're going to have work camps. That's the next step. Well, some of them just won't work, so we're just going to gas those ones. That's what's coming if this type of person is the leader.
To be prepared for the challenge. They happen to be people that are in the communities and they know the populations that are.
Oh, the police, they're in the communities, they know the populations, but they're not trained in anything other than fucking shooting people, okay? They're not people that are trained to deal with homeless people. That's why we have a ridiculous homeless population, is because it's been the police dealing with them, okay? This is just such ignorant level stuff here. This woman is just got, and she's also a democracy-hating trash human that left the state so her corporate overlords wouldn't have to pay more taxes. I mean, literally, this woman becoming governor is going to completely ruin any forward steps what we've had in Oregon to try to turn around the insanity of the drug laws, of the racist drug laws that have permeated this country and turned it inside out for decades. I mean, Nixon on tape saying we're going to start a drug war to go after blacks, Jews, and liberals. Okay, so why do we keep this up? If it was a racist president making a racist objective by using the courts, I mean, this is a no-brainer to me. This all should be turned around because it wasn't like, oh, we need to go after drugs because it's a human health issue and we need to make the health of the country more. No, it's we want to go after blacks and Jews. Okay, so if this woman thinks that racist policies are how we're going to clean up the homeless crisis, I mean, she literally has an IQ so low, I don't even know how she put her clothes on in the morning.
Single opportunity we possibly can to get themselves into treatment. It's called addiction for a reason.
Okay, good. That's their choice, okay? Now, if they're stealing for that, that's a whole other problem. And if they're stealing for the drugs, it's because the drugs are too expensive, and the drugs are too expensive because they're outlawed. If they could just go into the pharmacy and just get their drugs, just cut right across the counter, they could keep jobs, they could keep homing, all this. The drug laws are the problem, not the drugs.
That's why we've seen in Measure 110, people haven't voluntarily, called the number and gotten themselves help. It's tough. It's a battle. And for them to get help to be able to overcome those challenges, sometimes you need.
See, she just wants to think of this zero drug mentality, okay? That's horseshit. That doesn't work, period. Clean the drugs up, put them in the pharmacies, get the people into houses, create remedial work for them at the federal level just to keep them busy, okay? This is the solution, not cops and jails. This is literally, this entire 13 minutes is this woman trying to sell the Oregon taxpayer that cops and jails are the answer to homelessness.
The consequence associated with that behavior, and our diversion courts and treatment courts are the way to get there.
You hear that? You hear that? Let's courts. Let's lock them up. This is such ignorant BS. And she's basing her whole entire theory on drug laws that were written with racist intent initially. Okay, so there is no better society that's going to come out of racist intent laws. You have to get rid of the racist intent laws and then watch how society turns around and starts to clean itself up when it's not got a militarized police force going after freaking people for racist reasons. I mean, straight up, every drug law, original drug law in this country was a racist, cocaine 1902, racist, Heroin, 1903, racist. Oh, in 1902, it was against blacks. In 1903, it was against Asian peoples. In 1933, it was cannabis or marijuana and Hispanic folks. Okay, so this is the truth of the drug laws. All the original drug laws were written by racists with racist intent. Okay, so for anyone to think that courts and cops are the solution to drugs, you literally just don't have a brain big enough to be a leader. Period. Don't vote for this woman. Have a wonderful day. Peace.